All right, guys. Welcome back to the next episode of the Grand Prairie PD podcast.
Jeez.
My dynamics all off. The last one of these I did here recently, I was
Watch your mouth.
I was solo.
Watch your mouth.
My co-host wasn't here.
I was doing police.
I didn't have. You're probably thinking I had warning. I did not have warning. No, I just sat down and everyone's like, "Hey, you heard from KD?" I was like, "Nah," but that's not really out of the ordinary. He's.
Sir, police work happens at all times of the day.
So we don't want you to do police work. We want you to come here and talk about doing police work.
Okay, so before we get started, y'all make sure you get online, grandprairiepolice.org. We need detention staff. We need communications or, 911 dispatchers. So please, not in officers, but you can get online and fill out for a multiple jobs. There's a whole bunch of listings.
And it kind of gives you a breakdown, too, of like what the duties are and the pay and benefits and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yep. And if you're of a mind to potentially do detention, we were just talking to Joe, some of it's going to sound not so appeasing, but that's part of the humor of the job. Mm-hmm. So we're going to get into some gross stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah. So, Mr. Joe, we appreciate you coming on and talking to us, bro.
Thanks for having me, man. It was 6 months that I've been waiting.
Oh,
I haven't been that long.
I'm sorry. I'll blame Nate. It's his fault.
Yeah, I am the one that's here the most. So
that's good. That's good.
So how do you want to first of all? How long have you been doing detention?
13 years. Since 2010.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
How did you tell us a little bit about your early life and how you wound up here?
Yeah. So I grew up here in Grand Prairie. Raised here in Grand Prairie, in the north side. Lived in Fox Hollow.
Mm-hmm.
All my elementary years. Once I hit 5th grade, we ended up going to Royal Oaks. So it's off of, now it's Marable something. It used to be Corey's place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So all the apartments, you got to find the name that fits the range of the years the guys worked on the street.
Yeah.
It's like I drove by and saw Case Apartments the other day, and I see them in the reports all the time, and I forget what they used to be called, but I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense when I see them in reports.
Yeah, different names.
Yeah, I tell people where I lived, and they're like, "Oh, that was a bad apartment complex." I'm like, "Well, that's what we had."
Yeah.
So lived there. It transitioned from Royal Oaks to Corey's place. Stayed there. We were a low-income family. It's 4 of us and just my mother.
Yeah.
Okay.
And went from there to just moved around. Lived in Dallas when I was in 9th grade.
Okay.
Came back to Grand Prairie and haven't left since. Been here. I'm 36, so for a long while.
All my life.
Yeah, all my life.
I like it. So then, of course, now Grand Prairie looks totally different.
Oh, yeah.
Are you one of those that you say, nope, I want to leave it small town feel, like stop building? Or you're like, no, the growth is good. I like seeing
I like the growth. I like the growth. Yeah, it's a lot compared to what we had back in the day.
Yeah.
161 wasn't here.
Yeah.
Remember going to Traders Village, and it used to be a 2-lane road. One going that way, one coming this way.
Oh, dang.
And so it's changed a lot.
See, I came over in 16, and even just in that period, it's mind-blowing. I mean, you like the part of the city around here, around the station, it's like a Frisco or a Colony or something. It's unreal. Mm-hmm. Every time you see a little patch of green, and then the next day you drive by and it's got a sign like whatever's coming soon. They said the Andretti's is going to be done by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Which that's going to be awesome.
2 months.
Yeah. So I've been here all my life. Did a few jobs in the cable industry. Did 8 years in that field.
Yeah.
Ended up
cable wasn't like you were an actor.
No. Like cable as in installing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Got my hopes up. I was like, shit, we got a celebrity right here.
Did that for a while. Ended up getting out of that for some reasons. And then ended up being like, all right, well, I got a lot of people in the construction business, so let me try that out. The roofing, that one for me.
That's the job, man.
Yeah.
I lasted, I want to say maybe 2 months.
Yeah.
And that was it. I was done with.
Yeah.
Had a friend in a security company. He's like, hey, man, come over here. I didn't have nothing.
Yeah.
So I went over there. Then I became good friends with one of the officers that was over the training back in the day. And he's like, hey, man, we got a room in the detention center back when it was 801 Conover at the old jail. And, joined in and been here since. Didn't think I was going to do this, but it's been here 13 years.
Yeah. So, Conover, we had a jail up there?
Mm-hmm. Right next to the post office.
Yeah.
It's now Parkland.
Yeah. Okay, so, because I can picture the police station. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it was just attached to it somehow, some way. Yeah. Okay.
Right next to it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that for the longest time either. I knew the station was there, but I didn't realize it was attached.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right next to it.
Yeah. So, okay. You know, I got questions that I want to make sure I ask, but we'll kind of go out of order. But whatever. That's me. How did you... So somebody said, hey, come on over to the detention center. Let me ask you a question, because I was in the detention center in another city, and I saw somebody that I recognized. If you grew up here, I know you've come across like, hey, man, I know, you know.
Yeah. Not only friends, but family.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So you just tend, I try to, when I have them in the jail, I try just to get a different station.
Right.
So if they're in housing, I'll try to be in intake or at the bond desk.
Oh, okay.
Try not to be around while they're there.
Yeah, that'd be hell.
Yeah. Then they see me outside at my house, whatever. Like, hey, why don't you give me another sandwich or something? But
no honey bun for you.
Nope.
Jeez.
I don't know. I'm a little different, because it's like, if you, like, I have brothers and one sister, but I'm like, I would tell my brother, you know better. You know, like, almost like fuss at him type thing. Yeah. It's just weird.
Yeah, I still think that'd make Thanksgiving awkward, though.
Nah. Like, whatever you did, bro, that's on you.
It's on you, man.
Yeah, you got to pay for it.
I guess it'd be a little different if, like, you were the one to make the decision, like, hey, you're going to jail. You're just there.
Yeah, just no conflict. Just, hey,
right.
Send me somewhere else and I'll work it.
Shake your head. All right, I'm going somewhere else.
Yeah.
But now, if I saw my brother in there, could I open up the cell and go in there and sit down and we start talking about stuff?
You could, but then you got to do that to everybody else.
Oh, okay.
So then you got to be Dr. Phil and go to the isolation cells and sit with the next inmate.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I listened to enough jail calls and listened to family members try to be that counselor for them.
Yeah.
It's not a job I want. Mm-hmm. I mean, kudos to the people who do, because God knows that we need it. But
yeah,
they don't. It's always funny to me though. Whenever there's always a point where the conversation flips and the parent or whoever just starts cussing them out. It's like, hey, you haven't. I've spent $40 to talk to you on the phone. Mm-hmm. You're not listening to me. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna you until I get tired.
Oh yeah. You get a lot of that.
Yeah.
They're free.
I actually been meaning to ask y'all. So I'm hearing, I listen to these calls and I hear some of the stuff that they say. Aren't the phones like right there where y'all can hear everything?
Only the intake ones.
Oh, okay.
So when they're in the holding tanks, those are
more private?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I'm like, dude, I get that you don't think that we're actually listening to the recording, which we don't really listen to the recording, so y'all can keep saying whatever you want to say. But I'm like, some are saying, I'm like I've been in there. There's a little box. It's like a speakerphone on a wall, and the jailer's right there. Yeah. I'm like, how are you talking about this?
A lot of them aren't too smart, because even at that free phone call when they get coming in, they're
that's 100% right. Where
that's right in front of us.
Right.
Yeah, and they say everything that happened, and we're like, don't do it.
Whatever.
Don't do it.
That's so funny.
Yep.
Yeah, if only. Yeah, it would be really bad news for them if we listened to those.
Well, we do listen to those phone calls, right? Huh?
Never.
Okay, but we have the capability of pulling those. Okay,
God damn it, Katie, we do listen to them. I'm saying.
Oh. All right.
All right. So you're working, in the cable industry. Mm-hmm. Try your hand at roofing. Realize that job sucks.
Oh yeah.
No, that job's just hot.
Have you ever done it?
No.
No, it sucks.
It
sucks. Yeah. No, people like walk by. Oh, thank you for your service. And I'm like, dude, you see all those guys on the side of the road? Yeah. You'd be thanking them because there's a lot of things about my job that are not as hard as theirs.
Did you have that little cushion square? What is that for? It just helps you from sliding off
grip. Oh. No, I did more of the commercial buildings or the flat roofs.
Oh yeah.
We would do that.
It'd be easier from off here at Heights.
Yeah, it is, but it's super hot. Once that sun hits, it gets you. Yeah, I couldn't do it.
I'd be up there and just my drawers on, just working. What's wrong with him? It's hot, man.
Jesus, that roofing company had to develop an HR department just to deal with you. So you're doing that kind of work, and then you jump into detention. Well, what kind of an adjustment was that?
It was an adjustment just because I've never thought working in the jail and this and that. But when I came in, we were already transitioning from the old jail to the new jail, so everything was new for everybody.
Okay,
that's when they built this place, and I did my training there. Once I got out of training, we came straight over here.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was brand
How
new
much
for
nicer is this?
Way nicer.
When I came on, they were already out of the other place.
Yeah, way nicer. The only difference would be everything was close by at the old jail.
Okay.
So, coming straight out the tower, you had intake, you had bond desk. Yeah. Everything was close by compared to this one. That's all separate.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And when he says all separate, it's a walk. It's a hike.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe 100 yards difference. It's like, nope, you got to go through this door, go up the.
Oh, it's amazing.
I get lost every time.
Yep.
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier. I'm actually about to be doing some training. I guess y'all are actually it's going to be kind of a weird role reversal for me because y'all are going to be in charge of me, telling me what to do, but I'm going to be doing some overtime actually in the jail, helping out and whatnot. Because I don't know if it's related to population boom in the area or what, but the traffic in the jail and whatnot has kind of increased. So we're offering some overtime for guys like me to go in there and help out. And
we need a lot of people. We're minimum staff, below minimum staff.
Really?
Yeah, I think minimum staff is 7, and we're at 6 per shift.
Okay.
So we need a lot of help down there.
Well, y'all had a lot of. I know y'all have hired a few people recently who were, I guess, in the training process. But y'all had a lot of response from the PD side too, which is really cool. Because when they first put it out, I was like, I didn't know how much guys are going to be willing to get out there. Me, in the same working, just basically transitioning from my normal job and working some OT. It sounds perfect for me. Although I will say, we were doing the class and the guy was kind of reading off the responsibilities, and because in my mind, I see y'all do the shakedown basically, where we bring the guys in, you search them, and I'm like, I do that. I do that out there. If I can do it out there, I can do it in here. But then hearing him start listing off some of the responsibilities and the regimented schedule, because a lot of times I'll work like traffic overtime. And I was thinking, maybe I'll, they'll work with me. They'll do like 4 hours, maybe 5 hours. But then hearing the schedule, I was like, no, it's obvious why y'all have it 6 or 12 hour blocks. Because there's for every hour, there's like a list of things that you're doing for that hour, which blew me away. I had no idea so much went into it.
Yeah, it's a lot that goes on down at the jail. Not only that initial shakedown or the search, but every time a shift comes on, we have to do a cell search. Right. So we pull them out, shake them down, shake down the whole pod.
Right. I had no idea.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot. There is some downtime, but it's a lot of work.
So how does that work? You going in individually and pulling out, or you just having everybody leave and then?
Some shifts pull everybody out and just stand against the wall and they search everybody and then all the cells. Others do each cell at a time. It just all depends. We get there at 6 a.m, so waking somebody up.
Right.
They just ate breakfast at 4 a.m.
Okay, wait. We're not.
It's a weird feeding.
Yeah.
Wait.
At 4 a.m.
4 a.m.
is
breakfast. Time. You get a honey bun and some water.
You don't have to worry about me going to jail, bro. I can't. It's too early. Do people say, man, that's too early? Can y'all feed us at 6:30?
They've said it, but hey, that's how it's been for years. 4 a.m.
Nah. So when is lunch?
At 12.
Oh, okay. I was like, lunch is like 9:45. Dang.
Yeah.
So, okay. To tell you, I got a bunch of questions. What is the breakfast menu? What does that consist of?
A Danish and water.
Danish?
Uh-huh.
Is that a donut?
It's like a pastry.
We're going to give them sugar
Sugar and water.
and water.
And then send them back to bed.
I am not laughing.
Damn.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Me either.
That's crazy.
Yep.
So is that a budget thing? Like, does it cost a lot of money to say no? Well, a traditional breakfast like bacon, biscuits, and
Not sure. You would think it's a little cheaper, I guess, getting a dozen eggs and just cooking eggs, but I'm not too sure.
He's like, why don't we give them IHOP?
Yeah.
wait.
Oh man, tell me you're spoiled without telling me you're
I
spoiled.
know, right? Oh, I've never been to jail, bro.
Oh, that's funny.
Holy crap. Okay. So Danish and then lunch.
Lunch is a hamburger.
Wow.
No condiments. It's just
Just meat and bread.
meat, bread, and cheese. And
There's something in the Constitution about like not using psychological torture on people. But you come in and find out that like you get a hamburger for lunch. It's like, oh hell yeah,
Yeah.
I just had a freaking sugar ball and water. This would be awesome. And then you find out there's no condiments.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
and it's Kool-Aid and water.
Oh, yeah. Kool-Aid. I'm in. That thing got plenty of sugar in it.
Well, that's the thing. We
Yeah, we good.
it's prepackaged, so if
I wonder if there's like a diabetes doctor that paid for the jail to be built or something. Y'all are like trying to send him some clients.
Yeah.
Eat the sugar,
Yeah.
drink the sugar.
and then dinner's the same thing, hamburger and Kool-Aid or lemonade and water.
No variety. Just
No, that's it.
Your lunch
Yeah.
and the dinner.
Your lunch dinner's the same. Yep.
Okay, so where we come from, I've heard of like trustees. Do y'all have do we have them here?
We haven't made trustees in quite a bit. I think even before COVID hit. Just because whenever they come in with new citations or warrants that they've never pled on, they're automatically released to appear. So they don't stick around enough time to do
Gotcha.
trustee.
Okay. But if you're in on something serious, then you're going to be transferred out anyway.
Correct. And we can't make trustees with any Class Bs or above.
Oh.
So it has to
okay,
be
yeah,
Class
so-
C tickets
Yeah.
or warrants.
Oh,
Right.
and then that makes sense. See, you're smart. I'm not. Like,
Makes sense.
yeah.
And the one thing that jumped out to me when we were doing that class, when he started going through the responsibilities, obviously the schedule just sounds like a lot to do. Also sounds like a lot to actually be in there because I'd be like, man, if someone's harassing me every hour for some reason, that would drive me nuts. But he started going down the list of like, where he made the comment, he's like, we're not using Anubis, which is a company that we as patrol officers use when someone pees in our car or throws up, whatever, and
Clean it up.
they come out, that's their job to clean it up. And they're like, basically we're Anubis with the very few exceptions. And he said that, and I was like, what exactly do you mean by that? He's like, yeah, anything besides, I think he said anything besides fecal matter, like the jail or like the detention staff is cleaning up. And I was like,
explain it.
normally I'm
No,
like,
I'm
hey,
not
if you're
mad.
gonna-
I didn't go to training.
well, normally like we talk about City OT, I'm like, there's not a whole lot of jobs I'm not going to do for City OT. But then he said that, and I was like, oh, I've really been looking forward to this, but I'm like not as excited right now.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
yeah,
Mr. Joe. I
yeah.
want to hear your take on cleaning up stuff.
That's just part of the job, Yeah, well, being there 13 years, so, you got people under you that were like, hey, you just, clogged this toilet. That's
You got to unclog the toilet?
we got to unclog toilets. They vomit. We got
Yeah.
to clean that up.
You use a water hose?
No, we use some powder that turns it into gel, and then we sweep it up. We do mop afterwards, clean up the cell, but
That's not too
how-
bad.
yeah, that's how we do it.
I'd rather have like one of those little nozzles you can just from the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
and
hose it down.
well, every cell doesn't have a drain, so when they built the place, it wasn't in their mind to have a drain in every cell,
Right.
Which would have been a lot better. We just get the hose and go down the drain, but nope.
So you're saying if I work this OT, I'm gonna be basically being a
Possibility.
parent Away from home.
Yeah.
Practically. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. Good job, bro.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, so more questions. I've seen it on TV. Like you have the person in the cell that's mad or angry, and y'all are giving commands like maybe come out. We got to check, and he's like, "No, I'm not coming out." Do y'all have protocol and equipment that y'all use, or is that more of a get PD in here to pull such and such out of the
No,
cell?
we do. We have shields. We have gear.
Yeah.
We don't try to use it, or we don't use it.
Yeah.
It's more of the authority there. So you show up and he's banging on the phone, banging on the wall. With the glass that's there. It's more of hey, stand back and put you up. If they're really mad, once they see all of us there, it's more of all right. I surrender. Do what you got to do.
So y'all are completely self-contained. You're taking care of everything yourself. Like, what situation, like you said, are you gonna try to outsource to PD?
We had one time a few years ago. It was a guy in the isolation cell that tore out the intercom. So the intercom's on the wall, tore that off, and it's metal.
Yeah.
Right.
So inside the intercom, the wires are there. He used that as a weapon, banging on the camera, banging on the walls. That's where we would use PD. They came out. He saw all the PD there, so he gave it up. But that's where.
Now, normally you're not introducing any firearms to the jail. In a situation like that, where you're responding to a violent incident or a potentially violent incident, is the PD bringing weapons in?
No. Even that attempt.
Hold on. I can't bring my weapons. Although you called me, I can't bring my weapons in there. That's what you're telling me.
No, it's all less lethal. When we had that attempt escape, that one of our
That was wild.
one of our marshals brought in.
Dude, I overheard them talking. He tried to escape again later.
Did he?
Yeah, some squad car or something. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. But yeah, SWAT came in with the shotgun, and he came down, seeing that. He's like, "You gonna shoot me?"
Yeah.
And, well, you got to come down. But
That
it's
dude-
more of less lethal.
Yeah.
I don't want to go into detail on the way to put this. I don't want to go into too much detail on exactly what he did.
Yeah.
But man, that was
That was wild.
that was wild.
See, but the thing is that it's all enclosed. So
Right.
every pod is closed.
Yeah.
Can't go nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's secure. It's a jail.
It's ridiculous that he
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane that he thought it was going to work out, but
I don't understand why people who are coming into the Sally Port, you're handcuffed inside a gated parking lot
yeah.
in the Sally Port, and then you run. Like, because we have to get you out the car and like, hey, sit right here. I got to put up.
And most
some
people
stuff.
are cool.
Yeah,
So you're not I'm not like I'm not holding you against the wall. It's just like, hey,
I'm like, just hold on.
you're not
I got-
going to run because you're not that
going.
dumb.
Yeah,
Like,
you're not going nowhere. And it never failed. Probably once a year, once every 2 or 3 years, you look up and there's somebody trying to sprint
run.
with their hands behind it. And I'm like, where are you going?
dude, there's somebody's truck got stomped on too. I forget who it was, but he was like, he came outside. This big ass dent in his truck. Like, what happened? Like, this guy tried to escape and jump on it. He's like, you let him jump in my truck? Like, you don't let him, but
Yeah. They tend to do that even in the jail. Closed doors. It's like want to run.
Wait.
Want to run and
just watch him.
Yeah. Well, you ain't going nowhere. The next door is closed or locked. So yeah.
It's just like,
I'ma
I'm
run
just
to
take
this
off,
door.
run around the corner, and
Yeah,
just like wait
and
for him to
just
walk
stop.
back around the corner. Like, sorry.
Yeah.
That's when you just look up at the cameras and go, okay, y'all got me. You got me. I was just playing.
That's funny. Yeah, some of it makes sense. Like the guy who made a legitimate attempt to escape, he's going to jail for the rest of his life.
Oh, yeah.
You think he had a couple murders on him or
Yeah.
something?
He had a few felonies getting to our jail. So,
Right, and he's going to be in the Fed system. So he's done. So in his situation, why not?
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got nothing else to do like for the rest of your life. Why not try to escape?
Yeah.
But yeah,
honest.
some people's decision making just
Oh yeah. Yeah. Class C's and you try to run. All right. Well, now you got a Class C from a Class C to a felony.
makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end of a car chase, after they've wrecked out and destroyed their vehicle and or got in a fight or whatever, it's like when you find out it was a ticket,
Yeah.
Like, dude,
Just
I
chill
wasn't
out.
going to arrest you for that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And even if I was, it's a pop in, pop out type deal.
Yeah, that's all it is. But they want to get that 50-50, see if they can leave or not, escape.
I see our shift reports and the results of our chases, and it is not 50-50.
Yeah.
No, I give you like maybe a 20% chance.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's pretty low.
If you're like somebody who races and you have a really nice car and that you actually know how to drive, because having a fast car does not mean you're going to get away. You have to be able to control it.
I was going to say, it usually means you're going to wreck out. But
Usually, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny because a lot of people like, unless we're on a straightaway. If we're on a straightaway and you're in some kind of Hellcat or something, it's like, oh, okay, probably not going to catch you. But yeah, if we're on city streets and you're driving something like that, like it's like motorcycles. Almost guarantee you, you're not going to be able to control whatever you have, and you're going to be done.
Yep. And they think they can, even on the motorcycle. I know we've had a few come in on, fleeing on the motorcycle, and their complaint is, well, you chased me all the way to the next city. All right, well, yeah. So they think you're going to another city, you got to call it off. But
just make it up to Irvin, baby. Make it up to Irvin. They're still behind me. Okay. I'll pull over now.
Yeah. It's
well, in their defense, the GTA, that it does work like that sometimes.
What's GTA?
Never mind.
All right.
It's a video game.
Oh, okay.
It's known
okay.
for like running from cops and stuff. You just like make it in, get the spray paint, you're good.
you good.
Yeah. Huh.
Oh, you run to Irving, you're out of luck because they'll chase you too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. How is it, or how often do you have to work with another city on like an inmate, whether it's go pick them up or have them released and transported somewhere else?
So we don't. We did for when we had the jail shut down because of minimum staffing. We had detectives take our Dallas County charges over to Dallas County. But our marshals are the ones that do all the transport for Class Cs. They'll pick up. Other marshals from other cities will come and pick up.
I didn't know our marshals did that.
Yeah, our marshals, city marshals.
Right.
And they'll go to other cities and drop them off at our jail.
Have you? I don't want to ask it that way, but so we've had. You've never had any issues with that?
With the
Like some of the inmates, like, oh, over there they let me do X, Y, Z, and then here, and you're like, look, this is totally different. This is a new place. Welcome to Grand Prairie.
Yeah, no, not really. I'm more of the show respect, get respect. So and I informed them the same. Coming into the jail, a lot of times they're bad and
Sure.
cursing PD off, and since they see you in uniform,
Yeah.
you're part of that.
Yeah.
But no, I don't have an issue with none of that.
Yeah. See, he's going, no, that's Nate's fault, man. Nate's over there. Look, we have all different uniforms.
Dude, I remember the first time I heard that, I was putting a guy in, just mad as shit at me for whatever reason. And one of y'all was like, that's them, that's not us. I'm like, defend me or something? Say, no, he's not a jerk. Just say,
I don't know you. I don't know you, okay?
I completely get, why y'all do it. But
Yeah, I had one guy, the same thing, you're part of them and this and that, and you're, no good, cursing us off and this and that. I had to explain it to him. All right, so you're the same as every inmate that comes in, so I got to treat you the same way as the last inmate that came in, disrespecting, and then that's where they'll, I'm sorry and this and that. So you just got to think outside the box. Yeah,
you cool, but screw him. That's funny. All right, so now I want to ask you about like some of the methods. If they come in irate, do y'all always use? I think it's called like a restraint chair or something. I don't know the technical term. But
restraint chair.
Yeah,
we don't. The restraint chair is going to be one of the last.
I was gonna say, I don't think I've ever seen it used.
We got a new one and we just used it maybe 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really? They used to use it in Dallas County all the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was almost every day. Somebody was sitting in it.
Yeah. No, here we used it just to get him fingerprinted. He wasn't cooperating with us, so it wasn't to where he's causing damage to himself or the facility. It was more of we have to do our job. Let's do it safely. We put him in the restraint chair, fingerprint him, and then let him out when we put him in the isolation cell.
Right.
Is that isolation cell padded? Is that
No,
no?
that's the padded cell. We do have 2 of those in the intake area.
Those are
How often y'all use those?
We'll use it if they're wanting to harm themselves.
Sure.
We'll use it for that. If they're drunk and they don't want to cooperate at the booking process, we'll put them in there, sleep it off, and then we'll come back for them. If they're really, those are the only 2. If they're causing damage to themselves or wanting to harm themselves, we'll put them in there into the padded cell.
So that padded cell, is there like a place to use the bathroom in the floor?
A drain. That's the only place that has a drain in there. But we try to inform them, all right, look, you got to use the restroom, let us know. But, yeah, they're so mad that, yeah, they'll use it anywhere. They'll try to aim outside the door. So it can be more on us, but, yeah.
And then the officers that are helping get to clean it up.
Yeah, there you go.
Dude, that's what they're going to do, too. Like, oh, you're the new guy. Like, fuck.
Wear them gloves. Like, get them purple ones. They good. Oh, man.
Yeah, so that, and one of the parts of this conversation I'm excited about is I want to know, like, some of the just nastiest, I want to know, like, the nastiest stuff, the scariest stuff, the funniest stuff. Like, so let's start with nasty. What's just the thing that, like, made you question your employment?
So this one was when I was in training at the old jail. Rookie being, I had to do everything. They bring in a drunk individual, and I have to search him, go down around the waist, get into the pants, and I notice he's wet. I was like, oh, he used the restroom on himself. All right, so I go down the leg, come down the other leg, and I feel something. I was like, whoa, what you got? Squeezed it, and he had done number 2. So I was like, squeeze it. I was like, oh. So you got to continue.
No, you can't continue. You don't continue. Wait, I got to continue. No.
I gotta do my job. Wearing boots, it was just gross.
You saying on boots?
Yeah.
These boots were made for walking. And what else, sir? What else?
Yeah.
No. Okay, let me ask you this. Do you think it's a good idea? Because I've heard of some cities having like a drunk tank, or people come in, if you're intoxicated, boom, you go to a certain spot. We don't have one here.
We don't. We'll usually, if they're super drunk, we'll use the padded cell, so they can sleep it off. If it's to where they're drunk but they can still function, we'll still put them in a holding tank
with everybody else.
With everybody else, and they'll, we dress them out and stuff like that. If they use the restroom or on themselves, we'll give them a shower.
Okay, so with all of this growth, though, all these new businesses, I think you're going to see more.
A lot more. Yeah, that's what we're.
Yeah, I don't think we need to double, triple the padded. What do you call them? Padded cells. Yeah.
That's up to the higher ends. Yeah, we've been asking for
getting you thinking.
We've been asking for toilets in those cells.
Yeah. But then again, the whole reason that it's padded is so they can't hurt themselves. So I'm sure if you introduce something that's hard or something that,
Yeah. Seeing at the old jail, it was a drain, but it was a long drain along the wall to where you can flush it from the outside and it just stream of water would go through. Okay. So if they, peed or whatever, they'd pee in there and it would just flush it through with water. And this one, it's just a drain.
Yeah. Right.
So we'd have to go in there, clean it up.
Well, you're making. I knew the conversation was going to go this way too, but you're definitely making y'all finally getting a good raise.
Yeah, we did on the 7th. We did.
I guess makes it sound
that 5%. Well, before that, we got a big jump. I think minimum was, I don't know if it was 20 or 22, but now minimum is 24.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So if you're just coming out of high school,
log on, go apply.
Yeah,
I think that's more than I was making when I left my last department.
Of course, yes, it was. Trust me.
Yeah, that's good now. Yeah, and then we just got that 5% on the 7th. So
right.
So so while we're there, real quick, what are the qualifications?
High school diploma, and a Class C driver's license.
There you go.
And we do the rest. We'll train. Yeah. We do OC spray. We do have taser. They'll send you to class. They'll send you to defensive tactics. So we do the rest. As long as you have a high school diploma and you're Class C.
That's awesome.
What's y'all schedule like?
Yeah.
6-6. So we work 12s.
Okay.
I work every other Wednesday through Saturday. Then somebody else Sunday through every other Wednesday. Our swing day is Wednesdays.
Okay.
6 in the morning, 6 in the afternoon, 6 in the afternoon, 6 in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're only going to work kind of like on the PD side. You're only going to work half the days of the week.
Yeah, I think it's like 14 days a month or something like that.
Right.
If you add them all up.
Right. And so right now, because of staffing, you're able to get lots of overtime.
Lots of overtime. Yeah. I want to say it's maybe 27 days on our shift alone that we have to cover. That's 6 of us have to cover roughly about 27 days for next month. Yeah, that's not counting night shift. That's not the other shift. So,
AKA, if you're not a mathematician, that's making money.
Yeah.
There you go.
yeah,
Now,
you'll make money. It's just your taxes. That's where you go over a certain amount of time, and then it's like you're not making enough.
Yeah.
But yeah,
man, that's awesome. But again, y'all, you should be getting paid in that line of work. You should be getting paid, hands down.
Well, they're rolling out some kind of program with the school paying for school too.
for bachelors,
Right.
Yeah, 100%.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, they cover you 100%. So if you have your associates, go through. I'm not sure where it's at, A&M or something like that.
Yeah, I won't say A&M Commerce.
Yeah, and they'll cover your bachelor's 100%.
That's awesome.
Dude, that's such a wild. I mean,
Yeah.
You leave high school, say I don't really know
what I want to do.
what I want to do. Maybe I don't have a whole lot of opportunities. You're like me. I just don't look that good on paper as far as grades go. I don't like school, so like no one's just beating down my door trying to give me a scholarship. Literally show up. I don't know how the hourly works out to yearly, but you're making a decent money.
Yeah.
Working half the days of the week and then getting paid 100% to go to school and earn a bachelor's degree.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And working overtime if you want it.
That's insane.
Yeah.
yeah. It's a good job. It is. It's not a lot that I can complain on compared to the roofing, but it's a good job.
And are you still able to transition over to PD if you want to after 2 years?
Yeah, I think it's 2 years,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure if you still need your associates or if it's like 30 hours or 20 hours. I'm not sure what it is, but you can transition into
30.
PD.
Yeah.
It's 30?
Yeah.
So, 3 years. Gotcha.
3 years in jail.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So,
awesome.
you do 3 years in jail, or do you have to do any college? None. You can come in and work 3 years. Dang.
I see. I don't know.
Like,
That's
what
pretty good.
other cities
That is-
yeah, mic drop.
Yeah, that is good.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's all. I mean, good to start. I don't want to keep beating this horse or whatever, but like you go from a high school diploma, no college, and if you're in a situation where you're like, hey, I can't afford college, like some careers are out of reach for me, but they're not.
Yeah.
You show up and you work in one of the departments with the highest paid detention officers in the state. Work there for 3 years, only working half the days of the month. And then you can go get your job that you didn't think was accessible because you couldn't afford it before.
There you go.
Yeah.
Man. And then get your degree for free if you want to.
There you go. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Turning the tail a little bit. So, you said there was 4. How many siblings?
4.
4 of y'all.
2 older sisters and 1 younger brother.
Yeah. Did any of them, when you said, "Hey, now I'm in law enforcement," working detention, did they give you flack, or was anybody like, "What? What are you doing?"
No. My mom raised us pretty good. My older sister is in management.
Yeah.
She's a manager at her company. Sister is with the school district. My brother is with like landscaping, stuff like that. But no, it's pretty.
Yeah.
They were real supported, and it's.
Yeah, and the reason I asked is because I've been doing this now to be 15 years in January, and my dad still goes, "You still like doing that police work?" I'm like, "Dad, come on, man, I'm getting ready to retire." So some people, some families they question it because of safety, and I get it. Mom and daddy, they always worry about their babies. I get it, but I was just wondering if you felt any of that.
No, I haven't. We do get into scuffles and stuff like that in the jail.
Yeah.
But it's not too bad.
Yeah.
You ever had any incidents happen where it's kind of like a gut check, like it just scared the crap out of you?
We had one in one of the holding tanks that I'm not sure what he was there for, but we did our round and they found that the whole floor was full of blood, like covered in blood. So that scared me. I was like, whoa, what's going on?
Man, I may not be cut out for this. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. And, medics brought him, grabbed him, took him. He ended up not causing too much harm to himself. What he did is bit his tongue and he was just spitting it out. But it scared us because we're like, well, man, it's full of blood all over
in
here.
Like a Stephen King novel. It's like that.
Yeah. We've had a death in the jail a few years ago. Natural cause, but just seeing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were coming in when that happened. So we came in, I go straight to the tower, and they tell me, they're like, all right, look, the pass down, we had a death in C block. He was in C3, and we pulled everybody out because the medical examiner is going to come and get the body. So I was like, all right, so nobody's in C block, everybody's in another pod, and out of nowhere I get a ring on the intercom, and I'm like, C2.
Oh God.
Hold on, what's going on? So I was about to get on the radio, and the guy's like, hey, everybody left. They left me in here. And I was like, hold on, what cell you in? He's like, C2. And I'm looking up, and I see him moving around, but it was C3 that the guy that had passed, but the C2 guy was his roommate. Yeah. So they had to put him somewhere else. But it scared me. I was like, this guy's alive.
I go to the radio. I'd be like, hey, y'all got a ghost to C2? I'm out.
Yeah. And just seeing all that medical examiners come in, how they get the body and put it in the bag. It's like, it's just, we don't see too much of that in the jail.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little scary too.
Everybody always talks about us, but I'd love to have one of them on sometime. But like the medical examiners, the casual way that they do their job, especially for like a younger officer, is super jarring. Mm-hmm. You're in a situation, it's like, oh my God, I got all this stuff going on. I'm trying to manage the scene or whatever. Then some usually young, it seems like ME's tech or whatever just comes up, toss the body in the bags and whatever. Like, all right, guys. Well, y'all have a good day. I'm just
like, we're like, how?
Yeah. Okay.
Have a good night. I can't. Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Well, do you? Obviously, you're happy where you are, but for anybody looking to come in, whether it's with an eye on law enforcement or just to do what you do for an extended period, what advice or what would you have them think about before they make that jump?
If they're gonna go to the jail, and that's what their end goal is going to be, because sometimes we come in or they come in and like PD's my go-to. This is what I want to do. I'm just in here to get into PD. Mm-hmm. If you're going that route to PD, at least give us 2-3 years. Because we get into that, we train them, and then the following year they're gone. Our training is 3 months, so you're only giving us not a full year.
Yeah, right.
So if you can do that, at least get the experience in the jail. We do the backside, the after the arrest. And it'll help y'all out in the field.
I tell you, as someone who's an FTO, I was talking to somebody about this last week, but I think the experience in the jail, you can tell it drastically when the guys go to the PD and they've spent a significant period in the jail, because like talking to people and the confidence and the familiarity with not being awkward and weird or not want just all around, just you can tell it's a better quality in the beginning.
Yeah. And then if you're just gonna do career in the jail, learn what you can. Listen to your training officers. We're trying to build you up to work alongside of us, and not just to be a parent over you. Like you did this wrong, you did it right. Follow instructions.
Right.
Don't lie. Lying is one of the biggest things that can get you kicked out.
Mm-hmm. Y'all come across that?
Sometimes, yeah.
Jeez. Yeah. That's just like an immediate see ya.
Oh yeah. So it's a good job. It's a real good job.
And so when they apply, the hiring process is similar to ours, right? Background. Mm-hmm. Do y'all do poly?
We do poly and psych.
Psych. Oh, so same.
It's all the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's longer if you've had a few jobs because they got to call those jobs. But if you come straight out of high school, you're in.
Don't y'all call McDonald's.
Speaking of which, the Kyle was using sign language a minute ago. He said it's 2 years with 30 hours of college, correct? Okay, so you can go no college, 3 years, or if you get 30 hours of college for free, then after 2 years you can make that jump.
Transition.
And not only that, we work half a week, so the other days you can do your school.
Right.
There's a lot in the detention center that do that. They do online. On the downtime they're in the jail, they're online and
really,
so it's a pretty good job.
It's awesome. It's a real good job, my friend.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, I wish I would have known. Yeah. Well, we appreciate you sitting down with us, man. It was a good time. I'm glad to get to talk to somebody after having done the class and seen all the responsibilities and like, oh man, that's a lot.
I can't wait till y'all put him to work, bro. When you see him in there, put him to work.
Yeah, they're going to. Yeah, they're gonna call me rookie.
Yeah.
All right, bud. Well, I appreciate it, man.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks a lot.
All right,
guys.
until next time.
Hopefully that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, man.
But so y'all got the same shit.